This is for me.
Really cool.
This is it, man.
This is a nice place to be a sheep. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Ride the Bean. Today I'm starting the last chapter of season 3, where I'm going to go from Trondheim to the North Cape. So in the previous parts, I've been exploring the southern parts of Norway, where I've traveled quite a lot before, but I haven't really traveled the north that much. So this is going to be a little bit new for me as well. And I'm starting the trip here in Zetterberg, which is a place known for something that happened back in 1942 during the Second World War. This monument is here to commemorate the airmen from the British Royal Air Force who lost their lives during a reconnaissance mission and attack on the German battleship Tirpitz back in 1942. Tirpitz was one of Germany's main battleships. But now it is time to get on the road, and my first stop is an island called Gjøa, where I'm gonna meet a fellow coffee roaster. And also, I got a new helmet, as you might see. I had a birthday a couple of days ago, so my mom bought me a new helmet, Klim Trios Pro, the same one as all the other YouTubers in Norway are using. Runa Grideland, Thomas Hansen, everyone is using this helmet, and I get why. It's really comfortable, and the visor has this sun thing function. I don't know what it's called. It changes shade when it's sunny out. Really, really comfortable, and so much lighter than any other helmet that I've ever had. So yeah, that's pretty cool. This is the first time I'm filming with this new setup. I hope it's okay. I hope this audio is okay. In this part of season 3, kind of the last section of the season, last chapter, I am going to the North Cape, like I said, but I'm not that familiar with the roads up north. Every time I've driven up north, it's been along the main road. This time I thought I would take some side roads up, explore some areas of Norway that I have not been to before. This guy that I'm going to meet now, he is a coffee roaster that I met a couple of days ago in Trondheim on the food festival. It was a food festival in the city, and I just randomly walked past his booth, and apparently it's a brand new coffee roastery, which is very interesting for me, at least. And he was a great guy, and invited me to come see his roastery, which is about 4 hours away from Trondheim, in an island called Gjøa that I have never been to. This place I've never understood. There's like a bunch of cow statues and a huge chair, a burger, and a school bus. There's always different like figures and characters standing there. I've never understood what it is. Oh, it's funny. Here we are at the ferry terminal. Just gotta wait for the ferry over to the island of Gjøa. Cool. So welcome to Gjøa. This place actually has a very, very long history. There's been people living here since the Stone Age, and they found a lot of graves, hundreds of graves, dating back to the Bronze Age and the Iron Age on this island. Living close to the sea was important back in the day because the sea was kind of the highway, so this island became a really popular place back in the day. Actually, the French prince, the Prince of Orleans in France, he came to this island at the end of the 1700s when he was fleeing from persecution in France. And some years or decades later, in 1830, he became France's last king, Louis Philippe, I believe his name was. That's actually quite cool. This little island in the middle of nowhere in Norway housed the future king of France when he was running from the gallows. And also there was a farmer who came from this island called Nils Olsson Stein. He was one of the first farmers to protest and riot against the tax collectors. And he actually went to Copenhagen, to the king in Copenhagen, to protest that against the taxman who was cheating on with the scales. So they manipulated the scales so that it didn't show the correct amount. And he was one of the first people to start like a farmers' riot. That's kind of cool. And today there is about 450 people living here. So not a lot. And I am very curious now to learn about this coffee roastery. Apparently it's brand new. It just started last year or something. So I'm curious to learn a little bit about this guy and why he decided to start a coffee roastery on an island like this. Must be an interesting story. I guess this is the local store. I think this is his farm. Cool. It's a nice place. A little doggy. Hey!
This is from me. Hey. Oh,
You never have enough coffee.
well, yeah, and when you're Norwegian, there's no excuse. You have it when you wake up, after you eat lunch, before work, and after dinner, maybe later in the night with kveldsmat. You know, yeah. So it's a good culture for coffee.
Where were you from originally?
United States.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was born in Michigan, and then my parents relocated to North Carolina when I was like 5 years old, and then I lived there for about 20 years, and then after college I got a job in Iowa, worked there for a little bit, and then I eventually moved to Minnesota, lived there for I think 6 years. And then my wife was with me in Minnesota. I'd met her just shortly after I moved to Minnesota. And then we moved here after the pandemic. This is it, man. This is it. Everything you need for coffee roasting, but on a small scale. I like to think of myself as a micro roastery. I got my green storage is in this room here. Here's my bullet here. It's been a great roaster. I think it's probably the best bang for your buck 1 kilo roaster out there. Yeah, it does a good job, and I got some green coffee storage, and then roasted storage. A pretty simple bagging setup. Right now I got stickers on everything and a label printing machine. That was my first bag of coffee. So I had to
put that on the wall.
Gotta put that on the wall. I'm gonna cover the walls in coffee bags until I don't have any more room in my walls.
That's a cool brewer.
Have you seen this before?
I don't think so.
It is, well, any coffee nerd needs this in there. I know you don't have any cupboards right now, but
no,
once you have a cupboard, you need this. This is called a Royal Belgium coffee maker. You fill this with water and you light this Bunsen burner. Once the water boils, since there's a gasket here, it actually boils all the water out into this chamber where you have your ground coffee. There's a little filter on the bottom of this straw here. So the water boils up, and then when the pot is empty, it actually pops up, which puts the burner out. As this cools, this is brewing the coffee, and then at a certain point when the equilibrium shifts, the water is then sucked back through the straw into the container, and this is your vessel that you have the coffee in, and then there's a little valve here to...
That's really, really cool.
Yeah, it's very fun.
Mm. Oh, what the hell? You have llamas?
They are alpacas.
Alpacas?
Yes. Well, they're not ours. They're our neighbor owns that field. So they're for sale if you're interested.
That's really cool.
All right.
You've lived here on Ua
since last April. I moved.
Your wife got a job here?
Yes. Her parents live right over there. So we came to this island because her parents are right here.
Right.
And the goal, like I was telling you, was to get closer to family.
I think a lot of people changed their priorities.
Yes.
After the pandemic, during the pandemic.
Yeah, we did. We had a whole new perspective on life. This island has approximately 500 people that live on it.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny when you're moving to an island has an actual almost percent impact on the population.
Yeah. I've noticed that as I'm getting older, I want to get further and further away from the city. Now I've more or less lived on a bike for 3 years, and I'm like, that's perfect. Mm. And I realize I don't need all the things, all the the material stuff, and when you have a house, when you have a place, you just fill it up with shit. Yeah. And getting rid of all that and just escaping into the wild. The older I get, the more appealing that becomes. Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely something to be said about contentment, right? I think that's a major problem just in a consumer society. We are, trained to never be content. Yeah. So we keep consuming, and it's never enough, ever. And if you can learn how to be content with the simple things in life, you're doing yourself a lot of favors. Yeah. Well, that was fun. I even got a sticker. Got to put the sticker on the bike. Let's see. That's a good spot. Cup of Ua. All right. Really cool guy. And great coffee. If you ever pass by Ua for some reason, I don't really know why you would come out here, but other than just to see the nature. But if you do, stop by and have a cup of coffee. Buy a bag of coffee at Ua Coffee Roasters. Now it's actually getting late. I gotta find camp, and then tomorrow I'm gonna continue further north. So Brian suggested that I camp in a place called Rakkavika on the other side of this island. So I think I'm gonna try to follow his recommendation. I think this is where I was recommended to come. This is a beautiful place. Maybe I can sleep here tonight. Let's go in and have a look at what it looks like. It's fenced in because the sheep. There's a lot of sheep here. Huh. This is nice. Can I sleep here? It's a little bit narrow. Yeah, I think I can sleep here. Oh, this is beautiful. Should have brought firewood so I could make a fire. I think I'm gonna sleep on top of the table. I have actually got a new sleeping mat because I had a green one. I don't know if you saw the video from outside of Stavanger where my sleeping mat popped up and was unlayable or whatever you call it. I complained and Nemo sent me a new one. So this is the first time actually I'm packing it out. And this one luckily comes with a blow-up bag as well. Put this one in. Well, this is nice. So this is my new sleeping mat. Nemo Astro Long Wide. And I think it just about fits on top of here. I can sleep on top of the table here tonight. This is cool. What a beautiful place. Can we go say hi to the sheep? Hi sheep, how are you guys doing? This is a nice place to be a sheep. Nice to meet you. What a beautiful, beautiful place this is. Wow, they're building a new barbecue spot out here. Just shitting everywhere, aren't you? You're pretty cool. So this place is actually pretty nice. And now it is that time of the day. Today has been a fun day. Mostly just riding. But the landscape has been really beautiful. And it was really fun meeting Brian, the coffee roaster. And this place is just stunning. I know this was a bit of a short episode, but I hope you guys have enjoyed it anyway. If you did, give me a thumbs up, click subscribe and ring the bell if you want to see what I end up doing tomorrow. The plan tomorrow is to keep going north. So I have about 5-6 days now to get north to Lofoten, the Lofoten Islands, where I'm gonna meet up with Victor, who you met in a previous episode when I visited the Military Veterans Motorcycle Club. And we're gonna be riding together for a bit up to the North Cape. And on the way up I am going to take some smaller roads that I've never visited before, never ridden on before, further towards the coast. You have the E6 that goes along the whole country, sort of in the middle of the country. And it's also nice when you get up there, beautiful mountains, but if you ride up a place called Helgelandskysten, it is just stunning, stunningly beautiful. So I'm looking forward to that. I'll see you in the next episode. Peace. I'm losing my pants.